Good morning everybody and welcome to Newcastle International Airport. Just in time to catch this late running Air France Embraer arrival. Hope you're all doing well. So I think behind this we've got, I'd like to say, the early running Sun Express 737 inbound from Antalya. Anyway, I hope you're all doing really well. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mark. My pleasure to meet you. And if you do know who I am, thanks for coming back. So we'll stick with this baby for the minute while I just make some final adjustments. Final adjustments really ought to include trimming this blinking hedge, but looks like that's going to be a nuisance for a few weeks yet. So I already see some happy moments in terms of being able to celebrate channel loyalty. Darren Hadley, good morning to you. I don't know if you're live in the show at the minute, but I've seen your 7-month celebration milestone come up, so we're going to get the fireworks on for you now. We might as well see if they work. Thank you for your support, my friend. Right, the Air France Embraer has bobbed behind the Dreamliner. I'll say hi to the chat in a minute, team, because I see Mark Sanderson's also due some fireworks as well. Excellent. Probably should say that a bit more like Monty Burns, really, off The Simpsons. Excellent. Oh. I might be 59, but the child in me is still very much there. Last I looked, our 777 was making decent time, shading towards being around 20 minutes early. I'm guessing they'll scrub a bit of that off as they get through Central European airspace. But one thing at a time. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just take this. Hello? Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, I'm just live at the moment. so I'm just going to move the mic. No. Are you okay? I'm talking. We're okay now. I'm just taking the mic off. Right. That. Yeah, you've not charged me for that one, have you? No, thank you for that. Like I say, we are genuinely very light users of this. I've never had an aircon run out yet in the first 3 years. So the car is all good to collect. I mean, I'm going to be busy now. I'll probably see you about 5 o'clock actually. Thanks, Lauren. Bye. I'm still here, folks. I'll just bring the mic back. Get my headphones on. So, pretty happy about that. Don't know if you caught any of that, folks. Long story short, car was in for a service and didn't find anything to fret about there, which is all well and good because I didn't really fancy the additional cost, since services are pricey enough, aren't they? But our aircon had stopped working in June, which wasn't great for the summer, and today was the very soonest the car could be looked at, which was a bit frustrating. No gas in the system, but there's no way we've run it out. I think this is a tiddler doing bumps, or it was doing bumps when I was setting up. I'll do a proper hi to the chat in a minute, folks, and then we'll try and pick the rhythm up. That's one worry done. Oops. Bit of haze with the sunshine, but I'm quite grateful for the fact the sun is shining. I have absolutely travelled as light as possible today, so I've got no wet weather protection really. Forecast said less than 5% chance of rain, so I've believed it. Whether that makes me daft, well, probably, but are we going back up? Get hold of that properly. However, let's just get onto our Dreamliner departure off to Cancun at 11:30. It's going to give me a chance to get my act together at this end. So mindful folks will have joined the show since I first started talking. Good morning and welcome to Newcastle. And you know, Mark live on mic at the minute. No Eddie today. I did think we might pull an Eddie show in today, but he has something else that he needs to do. Right, let's dive into the chat, take it straight from the top. So, just before I went live, the first name I could see was no, it wasn't Deborah Speller, it was Nick Gray. And I think Nick was talking to Keith Cornell. So, Keith Cornell, good morning to you. Nick, good morning to you. And then, I think Deborah's still showing. I don't know why it does this. It's really kind of surreal, but it does. So Deborah Speller, big wave from Mark. Deborah, Akiri Cat 13 Dreamweaver, hello to you. Daniel Watkins, hope all is good, pal. What's that? Is that a runway check? Yeah. So I thought we'd got another tiddler that had snuck out. Good morning, Mohawk, Scotland. Hope you are doing well. And if I could keep the chat still enough, I'd still have continuity. So just bear with me while I stabilise the ship. Mohawk Scotland was the last person I said hi to. Rab H, member of the Superstar Moderators team. Good morning, Rab. You been out on the bike? Kind of guessing you have. We've done Darren Hadley's fireworks. And where else are we? Jimmy Jazz. Hello, Jimmy. Hope all is good, stateside. Graham Thompson, 1. Good morning to you, Graham. Mark's sweating now in terms of whether his Tiger Moth flight will indeed happen as advertised on Sunday. Weather is pretty good. It's the wind gusts which cause me to suspect that they might be a little bit cautious, but it is all still on at the minute. So. And I hope you're feeling better as well, Graham. I seem to have it in my head that you'd recently been in hospital with sepsis, so hoping things have moved on country mile in the right direction for you since. HGC, hello to you, HGC. Mark Sanderson, hello to you, sir. It was an interesting trip in, actually. So I've never done it this way before. So for those who know Newcastle, there's a belt of garages on a main arterial road, Scotswood Road. So dropped my car in there. I had got a hire car. I've used this dealership for quite a long time, and you never normally pay, but they've now started charging you £24, which I suppose is a little bit cheaper than a hire car. But to be honest, make quite a lot out of the servicing, so I wasn't paying for it. So I thought, what's plan B? I thought, I'm going to walk into town, get the metro train, you know, that one that you nearly always hear rumbling away behind my position here at the airport. And to be fair, that takes me to pretty much where I park anyway, Callerton Parkway. So it's all worked out really good. Forecast is good, some dark clouds above me, but the weather people are genuinely not expecting it to rain, which is good, because I can protect the kit, but I'll be soaked to the skin. I suppose if you're going to get soaked to the skin, you've got to do it in August or July. Good morning, Mikey. And here we get to the next firework moment. Mark Sanderson. Thank you, sir, for your support. And we're going to put the fireworks on now. Bam. And amazingly, because the passage of time catches me out all the time, but that is 12 months, that is amazing. So we said hi to Daniel, Jimmy Jazz, Rab H, next in the line for the fireworks. 15 months with the channel. Where did the 15 months go? What a ride it has been. It really has been. Oh crikey, is that a plane coming in? We'll just have this one. I'm not sure I count these tiddlers as telescope opportunities, but having shipped a couple of telescopes last week during the course of Edinburgh and Aberdeen, I've got to get match fit for Zurich. More on that in due course. The newsletter should have been out by now. I do apologise for that, but me and Mrs. PSA have had a few days off, as I think I put in the various comms that have gone out, up in Aberdeen actually. So I'm getting a lot of time in travelling the A90. Anyway, it was a plane-free trip, and therefore I didn't really touch anything channel-wise, and that included the newsletter, but I'm hoping to get that out tomorrow morning. All being well. Oh, another bump. Up we go. We'll have a closer look at the Dreamliner again, just to get a sense of where they are in the boarding cycle. See you later. So let's go to the rear stairs. My sense is they've not started boarding this yet, but they do get it loaded up pretty quick. So where did we get to? I know where we got to. We got to, my screen's just jumped on ridiculously, so I do apologise. Rab and Rab's fireworks. So, cripes, where am I? You can't make this screen stay still for 2 minutes. Right, Rab H, 15-month fireworks. Thank you, buddy. Here we go. So, without further ado, no pace slackening, Stephen Marchant. Good morning to you, Stephen. 13 months with the channel. Good morning. Looking forward to this as always. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate the support. Loyalty is the lifeblood of a channel. It really is, and we've got such a great community behind us. Eddie and I are massively appreciative for that. And of course, and it's a cliche about the journey, but it really is a journey. Every channel has its journey, its arc, and all that kind of things. And the friends that you have with you really determine whether it's a superficial arc or a meaningful one. And we're very much in that second camp, which is brilliant. Stephen Marchant, here we go, mate. Right, moving on. Claire Brennan, good morning to you, Claire. Hope you are doing well. Happy Friday. I've not had to reach for the sparklers yet, Mark Sanderson. I think Eddie's the one who's got a little bit more finesse when it comes to potentially changing it up or down. Me, I'm a bit of a bodger, but you knew that. Dave Hudson, good morning to you, Dave Hudson. Thanks for the stream. The only problem with Newcastle is the lack of observation areas, but these shots are brilliant. I think it's a regular theme, I think, on the local Facebook group for Newcastle Airport. Quite a body of people who would like better places. They used to have the observation deck years ago, and then you get mired in that conversation about, well, everything costs, and whereas you can make money out of these things if you do it well. The RVP at Manchester is a really obvious UK example. You still have to spend to make, and I don't know, you'd have to look at the numbers and projections, but I really wish there was somewhere a bit more dedicated. And whereas we enjoy the down the barrel view here, it would be good to have an alternate side on one with a good terminal view, or be on the terminal looking out across the apron. Can't have it all though, so you have to have what you can get, don't you? I'm 59, I live in hope. Alright, back in the chat. Arjun Pavlik, hello to you. I'm Mark. Mikey, it's always an awkward phone call, isn't it, when you're taking news from others? I'm thinking, hang on a minute, they're phoning me, they want authority to do some work. Oh, what's me on finals, but it could be that tiddler. Thinking about time elapsed, I'll just keep an eye on that while I pivot to flight radar. So yeah, I'm glad they haven't got anything extra, or were trying to charge me for the aircon, because there's no question we haven't degassed it. So back in the chat, Dot Brownlow, hello to you, Dot, I hope you're keeping well. And a big smile and a hi to John Kenneth Williams. I'm in the pink, my friend. I it feels like I've been away from Newcastle longer than I have. I popped down here, of course, at the weekend to film that Emirati flight A330. But it seems, oh, they're boarding. They are boarding, aren't they? Certainly at the front steps of the Dreamliner. So looks like one of those ones that needs a paint job as well, doesn't it? Anyway, I go slightly off kilter, as is my wont. Heathrow Live, good morning to you. Lurking while working again. If it helps the day go past just that little bit better, then I think that's the way to go. We'll let the tiddler run through this time, so I'm expecting it might be another bump, so we'll probably hear the distinctive sounds of a single engine turboprop flying over us in a minute. We'll keep things there, give me a chance to catch up with the chat. And Vinod Travel Diary, hello Vinod, how you doing? So Arjun Pavlik, I'm Mark, I'm streaming, mate, so I'm one half of a father and son duo that run Plain Sailing Aviation. My son Eddie is the other name. He doesn't tend to get out and about as much as I do, because he's got other things he has to get on with. Me being retired, I've just got a bit more time in my pocket, although I'm not sure where it all goes. So the plane you were looking at is due out at 11:30. Les Donaldson, good morning to you, sir. And Alibi 58, I hope you're both doing well. 2 more members of the Superstar Moderators team. Ah, Debbie, welcome to the PSA Crew Lounge. Sorry I've got no biscuits on today, or coffee, tea. I don't think we're quite into the window, certainly. Well, we might be. Where are we now? Getting nearer to 12. It could be any o'clock, couldn't it? Depends where you are in the world. That tiddler's going in, isn't it? I'm just going to put a side-on view of it. Somebody's flying lesson presumably come to an end. I think we're definitely missing Orson the horse here now. This field, could do with a bit of chomping. It's trodden down where spotters tend to go, and then the in-between bits are, well, it just needs a bit of Orson's TLC. So those who might be new to the show, haven't seen the tower before at Newcastle, there you are, sponsored by Emirates. It's generally quite hard to spot it, the Emirates branding. Anyway, something like 45-50 metres high. And in terms of the action today, we are, as advertised, down the barrel, single track here, about 2,300 metres. We're standing at runway 07 end, so the planes that take off coming towards us, and the end that is in operation is runway 25, which is about there. Planes arriving, having just looped in over the North Sea and crossed the coast at Seaton Sluice. Anyway, Debbie's fireworks. Let's get Debbie's fireworks on the box. I've got a notion, Debbie, that you have been a member before. I don't know why it's not showing that, but YouTube is a bit quirky. Anyway, my appreciation is boundless, so here we go. Right, I need to just check something, if you'll indulge me, team. I've travelled so light today, I kind of feel that something important might be missing. We're up and running. I think we'll live with that for the minute. It's second phase of the show's stuff, I think. But it's quite a good experiment to see how little kit you can get away with. So as the Facebook group will know, because I put a post up en route, I've come with no spare cables or any of the other workaround bits and pieces I have, which give me a bit more flexibility. I've just gone all in. If we're at the casino, I'm all in. Anyway, Debbie, how are you doing? That's the main thing. Well, I jump back on the chat, so I hope you are doing well, Nick Gray. I think it's the gusts, Mark Sanderson, which I think, other than that, I think the forecast looks quite benign for Sunday. But I know last time over there they were talking about the degree of gust. So I don't know. Westerlies up to around up to 17 mile an hour. What would that be in knots? About 15 knots. I think that's on the bubble in terms of they don't like it too windy. Anyway, I'm confident it's going to happen, but I will feel so much better when the people who know say, get your kit on. Sounds better than getting your kit off, doesn't it? Yeah, KC, Nick says, KC in the house first. Well done, KC. Let's see if I can get anywhere near where the chat is at the minute. Arjun Pavlik, no, we haven't got an A350 here, sadly. So the plane you were looking at is a Boeing 7878 Dreamliner off to Cancun in about 9 minutes time. I don't think it'll be going exactly in 9 minutes time, but I think the queue is pretty much, I think the people that are to board are the last. I don't think there's anybody else by the look of it. We'll keep that one under a watching brief. Tabin Khan, hello to you, Tabin. I hope you're keeping well. Am I doing a live stream this Sunday? No, Tabin. We've got, what have we got? We've got me and a Tiger Moth, so we're going to be live streaming from Eshet Airfield, so that will be open to everybody to watch. If you're local to the area and you want to say hi in person, it'd be lovely to see you. They've got a lovely cafe there. Let's have a think. So we're going live with that at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm supposed to take off at 9. So we kind of think we might be able to get some pre-departure shots and just, I don't know, whatever comes our way. I haven't done anything like this before, so yeah, hopefully, if things work out right, you might be able to get my pre-flight briefing as well live. You know, watch me glaze over with terror, that kind of thing. And in the afternoon, members will know this hopefully from the posts that have gone out recently, and there's a thumbnail of course as well. We've got our summer social, which is also going to be from Eshet later in the day. And again, if folks are in the neighbourhood and want to say hi to Eddie and I, Audrey McDonald joined us last time for the Tiger Moth flight, not for the social. This is the first time we've done a social from an airfield. We think that it could be quite good for some background aviation atmosphere, kind of sound of planes, engines and stuff, you know, whereas the usual venue of a spare bedroom at my house or Eddie's, you know, it's more comfortable for us kit wise, but we just wondered whether it'd be more fun for you good people, or for the membership that is. So there you go. Thanks Tabin for leading me into a bit of a wider explanation. As always folks, grateful if we could get the likes on early, because small channel never gets much juice with YouTube unless there's something exceptional happening. But if we're doing well for likes, we do better in terms of being promoted to people who don't know about us, and yeah, it's quite good to do that. Graham Thompson, delighted you are feeling better, mate. Is another friend of our channel recently had sepsis as well, and it's terrifying how that seems to be able to strike folks down from out of nowhere. Delighted you're on the right side of the curve now, mate. And Robert D, good morning to you. And you're right, mate, Dreamliner, and we are living the dream with this Dreamliner. So I talked a little bit about what we are up to on Sunday. We are also pretty close to announcing a little bonus stream for you good people. We're just going to tidy that one up with Eddie later, and members, when the newsletter drops tomorrow, depending on which time zone you're in, but if you were UK, hopefully you'll be able to have it before you get past the brunch window, and that will have the big reveal on when we go to Zurich, so you'll know about that one, so you can ink it in your diary hopefully. It looks incredibly promising, but like all live streaming overseas, you need a bit of luck, or a lot of luck. You know, weather is a big one. Looks like we've got Aer Lingus inbound from, I think, Belfast, ATR 72-600, high in the sky at the minute. I'll get you straight to that, so planes are on. You're right, Nick Ray, picking up on my courtesy car, 24 quid. It's honestly, it's ridiculous what you pay for a service, and like I say, I've never had to pay for courtesy car before. It is an ice cream rant. Although saying that, when me and Mrs. PSA were away, we paid £4.50 at a really nice little place in Stonehaven, just off the Aberdeenshire coast, for a, what did I have? A salted caramel? No, I didn't. I had Biscoff. I anguished over salted caramel, opted for Biscoff. £4.50 for a single scoop, which of course got the old geezer in me kind of thinking, didn't used to be this expensive, but it was a big scoop. I'm glad we never asked for two. I'd have been a right fat bloater. So hats off to the good people that run that place. Right, good morning TAC. How are you doing? Recently joined us of course as a new member, and massively appreciated for being part of our journey. The sun's beating down now. I've slathered on the sun cream, but I feel like it's not enough. Right, Alibi 58, member for 16 months. So let's get that ready. Let's get on the inbound plane first, and then we're going to set fire to some fireworks. Of course, now we've got another headache, or I've got a headache, because of the trip last week, and I've gone into the 20s with telescopes. For those who wonder what telescopes are, it's when I've missed a piece of incoming or outgoing action that I should have caught. So not everything fits in that space, but the things I've missed that count as telescopes definitely should have been caught. So we hit number 20 and 21 last week, to my shame. The Tiger Moth flight that I'm doing this weekend was the challenge for telescope 10. So now we've got to put our creative heads to what would be good for 20. I've got an idea for 30, but it's too terrifying to do at 20, and that's going a double-seater microlight. Mrs. PSA is good with that. Not sure whether I should be reassured by that or not, but just drive past that. But I don't want to play that card for number 20. There's also that terror thing that Rab H very kindly devised involving the walk across the fourth rail bridge, which I can't pass over the road bridges now without looking at the rail bridge and thinking about that one and listening to the sound of my knees knocking. But I'm fairly certain a microlight will achieve that as well. So probably for number 20 we'll find something that is good fun for everybody, but won't risk me checking out my chips prematurely due to, you know, the sheer terror of the ride. Mind you, who knows what the tiger moth's going to bring. Look at this, it's a hedge bonanza, isn't it? So into the bushes, out of the bushes, and it will still be an ATR. Right, Ali buys fireworks. We've got a nice little EasyJet crossover. Intuitively, I feel this is bound for Bristol. But what do I know? I'll just let it go off into the bushes while I seek confirmation. Belfast, can we be? Let's stay with this ATR. So the temperatures here, pretty congenial really, building up to a peak of around 18 degrees. But hold that thought, because the heat from the fireworks isn't going to dissipate any, because Les Donaldson celebrates 14 months with the channel, another great friend and long-term supporter. So in the book, Les D, 14 months. Thanks Les, thanks for your support pal. Here we go. Right. Keith Cornell, lovely to see you've heard back from the Catalina Society. Such a poignant anniversary that you are reflecting on. Where's my EasyJet gone? Where's my squeezy jet? Right, what we've got here. Okay, message deleted by Rab H. Thanks, Rab. Terry the artist, good morning, Tell. Top of the morning to you. Enjoying a bit of sunshine here for once. I tell you what, the weather in Aberdeen, apart from the day we went up on the Monday, came back on the Thursday morning, so certainly on the way up it was not the greatest. In fact, it was quite wet coming home yesterday, but whilst there, fantastic. Who'd have known that Aberdeen is a sun trap? Right, see if I can do a bit better catching up. Thanks, Robert D. That's 11:14, so I'm 15 minutes behind on that. Blimey, I'm a long way behind. So we are doing nicely with the Emirates triple. So this baby should be a straightforward turn and burn. A baby bus departure to Belfast. This plane 17 years of age, registered Golf Echo Zulu Bravo Romeo. I won't get too much closer. We'll be hazed out. 01 Mike D, hello to you. Yeah, I did wonder, Rab H, if the person you're deleting might be a little bit of what I'm after, an unappreciative viewer. Let's say that. Oh, Nick Gray has tried beans on toast. Well, let's get this departure up in the sky. I'm intrigued. Had beans actually on Tuesday morning with my cooked breakfast. So, doors removed from the rear of that Dreamliner. That's good. So, back to the chat. Tony Austin, good morning. Tony, I hope you are doing well. Abby Garvey, hello to you, Abby. What are you up to today? Horses, planes, pictures, living the dream. And let's see what we got next. Ryanair inbound. It's a Lauda as well from Palma de Mallorca. Well into finals. Departed 2 hours 33 minutes ago. It's an A320-200. And that is 17 years of vintage. A bit high in the sky at the minute. I'll put the camera there in a jiff. So Nick Gray didn't go with Heinz. He went with New England style, with brown sugar and molasses. And you're going to get Heinz for the full experience soon. What was the interim experience? If you had to score it out of 10, where does it come to? Brian Pounder, good morning. How you doing, pal? I'm just struggling a bit with the glare all of a sudden. Britannia 079, hello to you, Mark. You are in the by the pool in Mallorca. Loving that. I'll tell you what, it looks to me like you've got a superb perspective there as well. Right, let's just get lined up. Here we go. Base is loaded. Yeah, Mark Sanderson. I can see me being the goat whisperer. She's an entertaining prospect. Somehow cram it in the back of the PSA mobile. Bring it down here and tether it with a 10-metre rope, and each time we're here a different bit of grass gets eaten. So here's our inbound Lauda. Right, looks like the doors are all shut up on the Dreamliner. So I think we are, where are we now? 11:38, so it's a little bit behind schedule, but in the context of its journey, it will nail that, definitely. Apparently the bushes are likely to be cut at the end of October. Something to look forward to. And mindful as well that we've been live for a little while now. Good morning to anybody who's just joined the stream. Welcome to Newcastle International. Let's see if I can get a bit further down. David, hello to David. Good morning to you. Mark Sanderson with a nod towards the Dreamliner's destination says it's 33 degrees in Cancun today. Bit out of my league, that. Mrs. PSA and I went to, and I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly for in terms of how it should be said, but up near Balmoral Castle is a really delightful village. Balata, something that looks like that to me. Oh man, A, it's a lovely place, and B, weather conditions for me, perfect. Sunny, not too onerous, only a gentle breeze, probably not dissimilar today perhaps, but yeah, it was as nice as it could be without getting sunburnt. Another flying lesson on the go. One of these days, Abby Garvey, we're going to live stream one of your lessons. Get you doing a flyby, fly past at ABZ. Sort of sounds quite lazy, doesn't it? Right, Dreamliner, pushing back, taking our dreams to Cancun. So we've got another ATR 5 out, says Nick. That was 11:22. So actually, I'm way behind, aren't I? Oh, we've had it. Ah, Mark Sanderson, yes, I've seen this thing about the cafe at Eshet. It's to do, I think, if I've understood it correctly, it might be bound up in planning permission type stuff. Of course, I may have understood it incorrectly. It's a cracking facility, so I'm hoping it all gets ironed out sensibly. So it's Paul Barnes is in the show. Paul Barnes, how are you doing, my friend? Hope you're keeping well. Oh, maybe returning to the aviation sector. Come on, tell more. I'll probably get there. I've got to go faster. Keith Cornell's done 42 hours without sleep. Not sure what my personal best is, but I guarantee you a pint of beer and I'd have been legless. I find sleep deprivation and alcohol absolutely banjacks me. When I used to do nights back in the days, you know, like if you went out Saturday night, Friday night being your last night at work, yeah, it was a cheaper night, I guarantee you that. Arjun, I'm sorry mate, and I picked up in the chit chats because I'm not seeing all of the messages, but you just got to kind of roll with the community here, so you're welcome if you can do that, but there's no point in just spamming up messages that are going to get taken down. If I've understood correctly, you've also suffered a bereavement, and I genuinely I feel for you in that I really do, but just enjoy the planes. Right, I'm going to go faster. Yeah, it was Auntie Betty's Abigavi. Is that a good place to go? It seemed brilliant to me. We had a bit of a wander up and down, and it wasn't like we'd seen somebody else coming out with a big ice cream or something. It just looked so good. It's got like a sweet shop ice cream parlour thing. Yeah, well identified. Super stuff. Okay, let's just try and go a bit faster. I'm in chilled out mode still. I was a bit tired actually after the drive back, as I was on Friday coming back from the live streaming. That was a dog of a journey. The A90 was really slow. It was slow over the road bridge. It was slow pretty much everywhere. So that was a uh-oh. Sorry about that. Sound just went weird again. It's connected with the fireworks in the background. I kill the fireworks and that kind of takes the sound muting off. I'll put them back on in a bit. There's no rhyme or reason to that. Right, trying to catch up with the chat. Yeah, Stephen Marchant picking out on all of the various supportive chats. You like to give people the chance to settle down, but they usually don't, do they? I think you see it on other channels as well. You know, whatever bee is in their bonnet is just what it is. It's kind of hilarious in a sort of why do it kind of way. Paul Barnes, you are such a friend to us, gifting a membership. So let's get it in the book while I figure out how we're going to get the fireworks on. We'll do it somehow. Who got it is the other question. Oh, we've got British Airways departure as well. Very nice. So things just perking up nicely. So no mystery where the baby bus is off. Looks like they're dancing together, doesn't it? Right, if you bear with me, I'm just going to drive a bit further down the chat as much as I can. Oh yeah, we're going to see who got the membership. Oh, great! Claire Brennan, who's in the show. Claire, welcome aboard. Hope to see you on our social on Sunday. It's an online one, so it's part of the membership arrangements. Right. Oh, and Yvonne V is in the show, which reminds me of something else that we need to do. God, this is great. So don't worry, Paul, fireworks are coming back on, and we've got some more celebrating after that. Yvonne V has also passed a milestone, and we've also got some additional celebrating to be done. As we count down towards our inbound 777. So the other attraction to the way I've set up for today's show, I say attraction from a logic point of view, is that although today I've travelled specifically light because of the journey I've had to make from leaving the car at the dealership to get here and all the rest of it. Kit's heavy enough without carrying anything you don't need to carry. But with the upcoming Zurich trip, we're not taking the big power bank with us, it's too much hassle. So trying to work out accurately what the runtime can be from the lighter setup. We know what we did at Madrid, and that's a good benchmark for us, but I'd like to squeeze an extra half an hour if I can, or the option on it. So I am going to just reinstate the fireworks, so just bear with me. If I can get there fast enough. Right, fireworks there. Let's check the plane's on camera. It is. So that's the fireworks activated. Picture in picture next. Can't get that going. No, I can't reinstate the fireworks. I think this happened to you last time out, Paul. I'm sorry, I don't really understand what's happening there. I'll have a think about it while we track out with this plane. The kit seems to be going through some quirky issues just at the minute. So back to Yvonne V was 6 months. Love this channel. We love having you with us, Yvonne. We really do. Alan Lee, good morning to you in Seaton Burn. I'm guessing you are getting a bit of sunshine. Must be looking at the same kind of sky that I am. So, no mystery where this baby is going. Looks like Air France, which came in late with their Embraer 190 standard, is pushing back and turning. I can see a bit of the tail fin. So it looks like we've got 3 departures on the rattle, plus we've got inbound action and metro trains in the background. This particular Dreamliner rolling 10 years of age. Paint job looks 10 years of age as well, doesn't it? Yeah, who doesn't love a dreamy? Right, there's that Air France Embraer just nosing out. British Airways definitely holding short with their baby bus departure. And there's a good reason for that, because it's our 777. Next plane in is our Emirates Triple. Sam Thurlaway and DB Bassman, good morning to both of you. Hope you're both doing well. Let's get a bit nearer to the action at runway 25's end. Yeah, a little bit hazy. We're going to get to the big bird in a minute. She's looking good in the sky, and I'm a long way behind chat-wise, aren't I? Somebody has very kindly gifted us 10 memberships as well, I see. Oh man, everything's going in any old order. Oh, there we go. Nick Gray, thank you so much, Nick. I don't know what to say, mate. We're going to sort out some good firework action. We've got 3 lots of fireworks we need to do now. We'll see who got what in a minute. Thanks, mate. You're a great friend to the channel. Right, let's get this triple. Keep wanting to complete the sentence with triple chalk. What that says about me, I don't know. So here she comes. I'm sorry I'm a bit behind with the chat today. I'm still on slow-mo. Exactly that, Alibi. Way behind, folks, so please don't be offended if I've not said hi yet. I just don't seem to have the legs. I'm gonna have to up my game. So Tony Austin, I definitely said good morning to. Hold the thought there. So we get to see this baby go out around 2:15. At least coming in early gives it a chance of getting away on time. Tends to, whenever I'm here, be slightly late out rather than early. Well, on time, should we say. So as always, folks, gentle plea on likes if you're in the show and you've not yet had a chance to give us the love of a like. Goes a long way. And of course, we'd love to have you with us, so please do subscribe, both entirely free. British Airways look like they are lined up. Track is running clear. I'm going to put the camera on the BA departure when I'm sure it's moving. So if you've just landed in the show as well, I hope you're having a great Friday. Weekend Eve, might even be the weekend depending which part of the world you are joining from. Here we go, we're rolling. Right, Air France next to go. beautiful here in the sunshine, it really is. When this one goes, I'm going to have a go at reinstating the fireworks, so that's really why I'm faffing around in the background a bit. I like to do things right if I can. I think there might be a window for me to try what I think I need to try. You know, I'm going to go to the triple as it approaches stand. One of my whimsical changes of heart. We'll go to the Embraer once we know the wheels are rolling. David makes an interesting point about it would be lovely to have United Airlines back at Newcastle again. I think it would be lovely to have transatlantic connections back at Newcastle again. I'd be happy to trade on any of them. JetBlue, WestJet, Delta, you name it, you know. It would just be nice to have, or perhaps somebody that isn't currently servicing the UK. Definitely like a piece of that action. Right, Air France still not moving, so I think I've done right. Check my grammar. I've done right. So there's our triple. We're rolling now. Right, let's get under the bonnet and see what we can do with fireworks, because I think the window's here. Let's do it now. So just ignore the screen, it will all make sense eventually. Let's just see if I can. Needs at least 2 pictures, does it? No, I can't get it to go. Oh, hell's teeth. Paul Barnes, just to name check you again, thanks mate so much for gifting us a membership. Yvonne V, it's been awesome to have you with us for 6 months. I do have a preloaded graphic for Yvonne, because Yvonne very generously gifted us money outside of the show. So let me just see if I can get this one right. So we got a Ko-fi donation from Yvonne V a couple of weeks ago now, and I always like to say thank you in particular for stuff that lands between shows. And well, there you go. So Yvonne very kindly said, you can see the screen hopefully, I think I've got it captioned proportionate. Love your streams, they are so friendly and relaxing with amazing footage. Thank you. More a case of me and Eddie saying thank you to you, Yvonne, and of course everything we get straight on content. So thanks for that. You would have got fireworks for that if I could have found a way to make it work, but my plan B turned out to be rubbish. Nick Gray similarly very generously gifting us 10 memberships. Awesome stuff. You would have got your round of fireworks too. I just don't seem to have the backdoor way of doing it. As I move to who got those fantastic 10, I'm spotting in the chat. Let's have a quick look. Martin Batchelor, our friend in Basingstoke, good morning to you. Joseph Horn, hello to you, sir. Let's see if I can get somewhere near the bottom of the chat now. Pilot Delta Victor, happy Friday to you, Pilot Delta Victor. Oh, and the chat has just jumped on me again. Ooh. Daniel Watkins, I see, member for 10 months, so I might be a little bit out of sequence there. But Daniel Watkins, it's been fantastic to have you in our community for 10 whole months. Where does the time go? I don't know. Of course, we just kept things... Right, here we go. Here's the gifteds from Nick Gray. So they went to Brian Pounder, Trevor Russell, John Kenneth Williams. I know Brian and John are in the show, or were in the show, as is Daniel Watkins, Arthur Clark, Paddy Spain, Lance H, Stephen Towler, Miss Wolf 13, and Ken Edwards. So welcome aboard, each and every one of you. Awesome to have you in the community. Let's see if I am where I need to be chat wise. So Trevor Russell, good morning to Trevor. Sorry if I'm doubling with that. Right, just trying to make the chat move slowly. Sounds daft, doesn't it? Robin Harrison, good morning to you in Morecambe Bay. And Paul's Hijinks, hello to you. Daniela Sketova, hello to you. I'm Mark Daniela. I don't think we've said hi before. If we have, forgive me for being forgetful. How can I forget Sooty? How are you doing, Sooty? Welcome to Newcastle. Jerry Crooney, hello to Jerry. Hope you're keeping well. Perhaps I was a long way behind, wasn't I? Right, I think I'm in the right order. If I've missed anything else, I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to drive hard to the bottom, and then if mods team, if I've missed any acknowledgements, please draw my attention to, and then I'm back in it. Good morning, Audrey McDonald. Hope you're keeping well, Audrey. Take a few days off and I've just lost the speed. It's all the good living I've been doing. I think Mrs. PSA wants to get me on the scales because I've definitely put a couple of pounds on. So yeah, I'm at the bottom of the chat. KiriCat13 Dreamweaver. So mods team, if I've missed crediting anybody, please let me know. I'm just going to refresh a couple of other tabs I've got. Kind of took me off axis with that problem with the fireworks again. We've had that problem a couple of times recently for no good reason, and it kind of makes me wonder if that is just the encoder box starting to create its own little problems, as electronic things often do with age. ABZ, Paul Barnes. That will be awesome. That will be awesome. I love that place. Boy, do I love that place. I know I'm not unique on that one. Not by long chalk. Right, what's Alibi up to? Because Rab's saying, sounds delicious. Roast chicken on rice, sourdough bread and tomatoes. That does sound rather good. Thanks, Rab H. I'm where I'm at now. Ken G, Hello to Kenji. Welcome to, I was going to say Edinburgh then. That would be further proof positive that I'm not at the races today. I'm just in super chilled out mode. Let's just rotate the shot just to give us where we are with the weather. So although that's a fairly full sock, it's not really that taxing at all. It's a very pleasant day. If anything, I've got Under Armour, black Under Armour on under my PSA polo shirt. I kind of wished I hadn't put it on. Currently around 16-17 degrees. It says it feels like 14-15. No way, Jose. It feels more like 20. As we know, in the northern half of the UK, summer is but a fleeting experience. I think all those Indian summers and the rest of it tend to be confined to London and the southeast. But anyway, wind, which is where I was going with the meteorological wind, if you will, is a west-southwesterly at around 11-12 mile an hour. So that'd be something like about 9 knots, perhaps 9-10 knots. Slight crosswind element. Last I looked on Meta of around 5 knots worth, but its conditions are pretty benign. Not to put too fine a point on it. Debbie had toasted muffins for breakfast. That sounds good as well. After a few days away and some good living, I'm back to my Weetabix and toast and a pot of tea. No complaints there. They're a staple of, kept me going for 59 years. Keith Cornell says, back after doing a PC restart. I think that's the only way I would have cleared the firework glitch, to be honest. Looking at this carefully. I don't know if the heat, the sun's heat, is causing a problem. Let's just touch the screen. Ooh, that is quite hot. I'm just going to move things around. If only I'd remembered to bring an umbrella. I think when the sun is at it, there we go. I've improvised a sunscreen with my fleecy top, which no chance of needing that. So it looks like we're quiet on everything at the minute, which isn't helpful. Let's just see what the prognosis looks like. Looks like we're going to have a A380 overfly. I'll keep an eye on that potential because there's a lot of blue sky over me at the minute. Quite a lot of cloud, but lots of breaks in the clouds, so we may get the Glasgow bound A380. Let's just see how we do. So back in the show, good afternoon, Carl Scheel. I had to take a second glance at the clock there. Is it really the afternoon already? It surely is. All we need is some moving planes. So thank you for keeping me company. So that A380 is tracking for a straight overfly at the minute. I think it's going to be preceded by the KLM Embraer 195E2, which is on its way to Edinburgh, so that'll be quite good for getting my eye in. Good afternoon, Carol Ann. How are you doing? How's the week been for you? Good one, I hope. Looks like we've got the usual posse for a high intensity turnaround of this 777. It's amazing when you see them all pour on there, but I'd imagine there's a fair bit to do to get everything lickety spit for the outbound. So Caroline has got some very hot weather in the southwest of America. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near matching you on that one. I'll give that one up as a non-starter. Let's me have a quick look and see what is supposed to be happening here, folks, because I haven't got a gap anticipated around this point. I'm sure there was something due in around 12:15. So let's have a look. So departure wise, Aer Lingus are due out any minute now to Belfast. Sun Express are due out in 6 minutes time. So that's the next departure activity. I was just seeing if we're owed any, if there's anything late running. No, we are. Ooh. Lauda was supposed to go. I thought they'd gone. Have they not gone? Oh well. No, I think they have. They are. Oh, they must have gone. It just says estimated on my flight radar. I can't remember. I'll stop rambling and just point the camera at what moves. I can definitely see something over the far side that I can't account for, but I'm inclined to say it's a Jet 2. So the next scheduled arrival for us is a Ryanair from Alicante. That is delayed. Crowded European airspace, I guess, peak season and all that. And that is looking at around 5 to 1. Chewy had an arrival from Mallorca. That was due in at 12:30. That is now shaping towards 1:45. Jet 2 inbound from Alicante. Couple of minutes behind. Yeah, so everyone's shedding around 15 minutes typically. I think our next bit of action is that baby. Although I'm pretty sure now that the Lauda A320 hasn't gone. I don't think I'm cracking up, not particularly anyway. So I think we've got another departure we are owed. Jim 33, hello to you, Jim 33. It's 12 minutes past 5 for Caroline and it's still baking hot. Ooh. Paul Barnes mentions a 380. Have I drifted off axis there because my flight radar is the one I'm watching? But the danger is, let's have a look. Just checking the sky, folks. I think I might have it, but it's in the clouds. I see a small amount of vapour, cloud vapour. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it. What a pig. Oh, I can see it. I've got seconds to grab it. There you are. There you go. That's a taster. And while that's happening, the ATR has pushed back. You can just see the top of those turboprop blades twirling away furiously. We've got more of it than less of it. Tony McCall, good afternoon to you, Tony. Thanks to Paul Barnes for nudging me on that one. I got it on flight radar, but mine's a little bit behind its true position, which isn't really what I was... Well, I should have expected it. I've stood here long enough, shouldn't I? That flight radar is just an indication. Could be a couple of minutes out. So back in the chat. So Tony McCall is on standby to get that 380 in 10 minutes or so. Are you going to share with the Facebook group, mate? I love that kind of continuity. We saw it here, you saw it there. Very nice. Rab H, Paul Barnes, thank you both for your kind comments actually. Nick Gray as well. HGC liked it. Yeah, all good stuff. Would have been a good day really for Blue Smarties, but I thought that one looked pretty good. It just popped out into an oasis of blue. There's quite a lot of blue, but you just need it in the right places. So there is an ATR coming our way, about to return to Belfast. Joseph Dixon, big boy 380. I've just missed the overfly of a 380, or perhaps you haven't, Joseph. Anyway, good afternoon to you, my friend. I'm in good shape here. You're working this Sunday at a stadium. Which stadium? The King Power Stadium, perhaps. The Temple of Football. Forget Wembley. Nah, none of that stuff. It's all about or Old Trafford or all these other great places, perhaps, but it's all about the King Power. I suspect you're not going to be there, though. Oh, I'm loving the way Nick Gray describes the 380. Engineering marvel, but perhaps not that pretty. I actually think that is probably the most concisely to the point description of the 380. You can't not consider it an engineering marvel, can you? Although I'm often puzzled why they never spun it into a freighter iteration. Oop, here we go. We've got some ATR. But yeah, it's that big domey forehead, isn't it? That kind of, it takes a special livery to make the 380 look attractive. We all like to see it. It just has undertones of being functional. Of course, some people feel much more different to that, and it's all about opinions, isn't it, with aviation? What floats your boat? Tell you what would float my boat? A nice A340, or possibly, I don't know, a military overfly today. Pretty much anything, or touch and go. I'd definitely be beyond delighted with that. And you do wonder with days, Fridays can be quite good, we've found in the past. If you hit any gaps and there's anything militarily cruising the area, we have done okay with touch and goes and so forth. Not sure today's going to be that day for us, sadly. Just thinking to myself, earlier on I was complaining about the fact that the courtesy car that I had booked turned out to have a charge introduced to it and all that malarkey. But the real upside is they do wash your car for you, and after going to Aberdeen in it, it's had a couple of good jaunts. It looks like it's been on the Paris to Dakar rally. So, all things told, that's a job ticked. Well, I'm going to meet Joseph Dixon. Have I not read your message? Yeah, I've read your message. Sorry, you have to bear with me, my friend. There's a tendency sometimes to think that pointing the camera is easy, which it is relatively, but keeping an eye on the store is where the drag on the brain time goes. Anyway, hopefully you'll have told me where you are going to be. Tony Cage, good afternoon to you. Keeping well, mate. Tony McCall going the other way. He's not having the Marvel, it's an upsized plane. I suppose there's always an argument about how design concepts are stretched. I tend to think of it, I'm with Nick on the engineering marvel of it, if I'm honest. How much is stretched concepts, I don't know. It's, for me, definitely the A380 isn't stunning except in its scale. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. Okay, where am I? So we should, all things being equal, see some evidence that Sun Express are returning to Antalya. So I anticipate that will be the next departure. Mindful, certainly in the UK and much of Western Europe, it is the lunch window. So if you're just joining the show during your lunch break, great to have you with us. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mark. As always, big help to us if you can give us a like. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, just click the button, entirely free. And if you hit the notification bell, you get to know what we're up to. Then you kind of decide whether you want to be in or not. Can't go wrong. If you could, I'd have found a way of doing it. Ishan Divweedi. Ishan, I never quite do your name justice, do I? But thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great day. Right, this should be good to go. I don't think there was a vehicle on the runway, but I think it's left, although to be fair, the bushes are obscuring some of my view. Paul Redden, good afternoon. Happy Friday to you, Paul. Welcome to a quite hot, very warm perhaps than hot, Newcastle International. Certainly plenty enough heat to put haze on as we shoot down the barrel of the runway. You're just in time to catch this Aer Lingus returning to Belfast. Give us a little draft off its blades. Bye. Right, bear with me folks, I'm just going to try something power-wise. Keep everything ticking along as best I'm able. Right, all good. So the sound will have wobbled for you momentarily. All part of my supplementary experimentation ahead of our trip to Zurich. So let's get back in the chat. Who haven't I said hi to? Tina York. I've not said good afternoon to Tina. How you doing? Happy Friday. Almost demands a crunchy or something, doesn't it? Thank Crunchy it's Friday, for those of you who aren't familiar with that old advertisement strapline. So we've got another potential overfly I'll watch. Looks like the A350 inbound to Edinburgh from Doha is, it might graze our way. Let's have a look. No, it's going to be a bit too far out, sadly. Bit of a shame. So, Sun Express are transponding, are shortly to return to Antalya with their 737 MAX 8, scheduled to go at 12:20. It's slipped 8 minutes, which is a bit surprising when you consider that it came in a little bit early. Just watching carefully, just to see if there's any sign of movement. Sylvia Barker. Good afternoon, Sylvia. Hope you're keeping well. So Rab says directly above with that 350. Yeah, I can't even hear it this side. I think it's in front of my position. Either which way, I've not even heard so much as a growl this side. Looking at the track on flight radar, it was the opposite end of the airport. I can't even see, with the available blue sky, I can't even see a vapour trail. We're due one next time. Right, something on finals. Must be something dinky. Dinky and petite, while we await for the Sun Express to show itself. So here we go. See what's coming out the lucky dip bag. Tell you what, I'm going to be patient and let it come to me. Gonna have to. I think those blinking bushes are snagging me. Plane's not giving much of a target, is it? Let's come out of the haze a bit. See if we can pick it up when it turns off for the BizJet park. It's a Cherokee, is it? Thanks, Les Donaldson. Piper Cherokee. As it drags itself out of the haze. Time for a quick water break, I think. Oh, that's tepid already. So for the benefit of anybody that has just joined the show, next action from Plain Sailing Aviation will be Sunday morning, 8:30 from Esher Airfield, Northumberland, when I get to take to the skies in a Tiger Moth. So Eddie will be streaming the departure, if you like, pre-flight briefing hopefully, and the departure and the return. And we've got a GoPro that's going to be attached to, they've got special mounts on the plane, so the in-flight stuff of course will be for members, so that bit will be members exclusive, but the actual takeoff, landing and the rest of it will be an open public stream. So if you remember, the plan is Eddie's going to get it all downloaded. We'll try to get it loaded on later that evening, but of course we've got our social as well at 3 o'clock, so still got a few bits and bobs to prep on that, so it's all happening. I think you're right, Tina York, about the hedge trimmer. I think the thing is here, if I touch any of this, I reckon there'll be a van dispatched to collect me really quickly. I think at Newcastle they cut the hedge line tactically, so the case in point is always, look, this was left long last year, then they cut a bit and then they left some stuff long, and it's been a bit like that in other places. So I don't know, not that I'm a talented gardener or anything, but I'd imagine if you were cutting somebody's hedge and you didn't cut it straight and level to whatever height, they might be a bit annoyed. So if you don't do that, you must, if you are deliberately leaving bits a bit higher, well, that's for a reason, isn't it, I guess. There's a bush down at Edinburgh, or up at Edinburgh, up on the mound, I keep threatening to trim. I don't think anybody will be bothered if I do that. I've swallowed a fly nearly. Yvonne V, no screaming. I can't guarantee in that moth, that tiger moth, how brave I'm going to be. I'm going to be a baby about it. You're going to get to see it. Whether I have my eyes shut, whether I'm trying to find a sick bag, if I start bawling, you're getting it all. Eddie's not editing it. I think the flight lasts for half an hour, so he's just going to pull it together, put a thumbnail on it, put it up there, and you can fast forward as fast as it entertains you to see what I'm up to. And then if we do find there's the ability to create a small highlights for a minute or something in due course, we'll do that. It's going to be hilarious, so I think it's I can't wait. And let's just get back into the chat. Walter, I'm Mark Walter. I don't think we've said hi before. Good afternoon to you, Walter. From whereabouts are you? Oh, and friend of ours as well in the show, Yorkshire Biker. Good afternoon. Yeah, Tony McCall, there's definitely scope for a bit of horticultural trimming at Edinburgh, isn't there? Defo. Rab says, Jerry trimmed a bush at Manchester once. I can believe it. I've got this notion in my head that the van he's got, which, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you know, like Scooby-Doo, they used to have that van that used to go all over the place and they'd have all these adventures. Well, obviously this van, and with all its impressive livery, I'm kind of imagining it's somewhere between the Scooby-Doo van and Thunderbird 2. Those who know their Thunderbirds will know that Thunderbird 2 has a different pod for a different mission. But it's got all sorts of stuff in there for all kinds of scenarios. The Lauda 320 is pushing back, so that's definitely what that was. Thanks for bearing with me, folks. That's on its way back to Palma de Mallorca. So yeah, I can imagine that van is equipped for everything. It's got high reach shears and extra steps and platforms and you name it. We're too small time for that level of what's the word I'm after, preparedness. But yeah, I can't fault him. There is a bush at the mound, I know that really up at Edinburgh, I have thought about taking a little bit out of, because I don't think it would bother anybody. but no, my luck, it'll be some kind of protected bush or something. Planted in memory of somebody. Yeah, Debbie, I'm going to have to protect those vocal cords, aren't I? Scream if you want to go faster. Ah! I just can't wait. I keep thinking back to something Graham Thompson won, one of our friends in the chat. He's also got a tiger moth flight booked, and again it's potluck with weather and everything. He's on 5 or 6, I think, in terms of cancellations, because the safety window around these flights is very precisely governed. The operators are very competent in making sure that nothing is left to chance, which, as a upcoming passenger, I'm thoroughly delighted about, because just in case folks are wondering, Telescope 50 or whatever, there's no version of the future sees me doing a parachute jump, for example. I'd be dead before I got to the floor. So where do we get to it? Don't be screaming, Yvonne V. You can enjoy it without the need to scream. You see the tears. Well, I don't know if you see streams. I think you're goggled up as well, aren't you? So if I am bawling, you'll have to listen carefully for the telltale sounds. I am hoping, I'll have to ask the operators if I can take a mic with me as well, a clip-on mic, so I can actually record what I'm thinking, seeing, you know, that kind of thing. But I know they're very tight on the risk of anything coming adrift from the plane, so it's lucky they've got dedicated GoPro mounts. At least it means the GoPro isn't going to hit somebody on the head somewhere. That's a bonus, isn't it? All right, Tony McCall. I'm enjoying this story about Jerry and his shears. Wasn't well received with some of the locals. Oh, dearie me. I can't think, I mean, Eddie and I we're sort of relatively late to the party. The channel's only been going for, what, 15 months or something. I can't recollect Jerry going to Manchester, if I'm honest. I'm trying to think back to where in time, but I don't know. Walter is in sunny Lincolnshire. It seems like the UK is having one last hurrah at summer. Although this morning when I was loading the car up, I thought, ooh, just starting to feel early autumn to me. You can really always tell, can't you? Welcome back, Alibi 58. So, yes, our loud is in no massive rush, is it, at the minute? I think that's okay though, because we've got the action where there was a gap in the action, or a bit of a gap. The later runners hopefully fill the space. Rab says Jerry did get permission to trim the bush at Manchester. Who would you ask? Oh, it does make me laugh. Good authentic stuff. Yes, Yorkshire Biker. Pub on a Friday. Good way to bookend the week, really. Les Donaldson, thank you so much for bringing us up on the likes. So 112 likes. So thank you everybody that has hit the button. Next plane is going to be an inbound Chewy from Palma de Mallorca. A 737-800, 9 years of age, just about to get towards the far end of runway 25. There it is. The lights might be a bit of a nuisance. Let's just grow into the shot a little bit. Aircraft departed 2.5 hours ago. So flight plan today, if I can eke the juice out, will be to finish around 3 o'clock. We may end up with a slightly earlier finish because I'm travelled light today. I've not bought the big power bank or anything. Okay, let's see where that Sun Express is. It's pushed back and turned, so I'm guessing it's being decoupled from its tug. Somebody's got their radio on, nice and loud. Shame they not got the cricket on or something. Don't know what's on today, mind you. I am completely out the loop on pretty much everything except the advent of the Premier League season in England. Or England and Wales technically, although if there's any Welsh teams in the Premier League, is there? But you know what I mean. So Sun Express is now moving, as you will see for yourselves. Apparently we're getting additional Sun Express Antalya routes for 2025 and also Dalaman as well. So that is a nice extra for Newcastle. To our louder. Let's just hang on there for a jiffy. Hammy, good afternoon, Hammy. See you in the house. Yeah, Stephen Marchant, your private jet is back at Newcastle. Thanks, there's Donaldson. Just confirming, where's that? 12:43, so 3 minutes ago, jet 2. 8 minutes out now, 5 minutes. Liking Yorkshire Biker's suggestion, a covert hedge trimming operation here at Newcastle. I think we'll get Eddie on it. That'll be just a job for Eddie. Then if he needs bailing out if it doesn't go well, then, you know, Keith Cornell, definitely no wing walking, although I'm more relaxed about Eddie doing it. Love him as I do. Thanks Tony McCall confirming that Big Jet TV hasn't really been at Manchester since the pandemic. There is a lot of streaming action there, isn't there? And if you're doing a blinding job at Heathrow, don't know what you would gain by travelling to Manchester when it's well served as it is. Four days before Hammy gets his gold badge. There's going to be some great action coming your way hammy to deploy the gold badge in. So I was saying earlier on in the show, we are looking to, not 100% certain, but we are looking at a bonus show next week, and we're also going to be doing the big reveal to members via the August monthly newsletter of exactly when we are off to Zurich. So that is all hurtling your way at a breakneck pace. We talked about the Tiger Moth earlier, and that's this weekend, this Sunday, and Sunday afternoon we've got the member social. So I think from a channel perspective, we've got a few buns baking away. I was going to say buns in the oven, but that doesn't sound right, does it? So next inbound for us is that Jet 2 that Les was talking about a few minutes ago, inbound from Alicante, 737-800, registered Golf Juliet Zulu Hotel Mike, 7 years of age, and that aircraft departed 2.5 hours ago. In the meantime, we'll just hold the camera on a very hazy Fantasy Sun Express. It's going to be going somewhere even hazier and fantasier, of course, but Rab, I don't know what to say, mate. I'm hoping it won't be rubbish, and you'll understand. Well, I've got a note to put together for the moderators team anyway, so which will make sense of it all. But selfishly, although I understand where you're coming from, getting out with the bike, I'm hoping that we get a dry show when we pop the bonus one on. But yeah, I'm confident it will meet with approval, and it is just a bonus, so it's, you know, we're not going somewhere that we haven't been before. It's just a different slice of the cake, for want of a better way of putting it. But I better stop talking because I nearly always grass myself up. Tony McCall, that's a good line. I think Tony Rivers said in one of our shows last week about there is some available slot time at Manchester, but that's sort of like 3 in the morning or something. I mean, of course, we're just teasing. I mean, there's some great channels covering a great airport. What can you say? Not in the business of eulogising other places, but it is what it is. Right. Let's get this baby down. Jet 2 time. Gentle wibble there. Last I looked on Meta, I think there's about 4 or 5 knots of crosswind, but nothing to work the flight deck particularly. So Sun Express lining up. We're going to stick with the exiting Jet 2. Well, we'll track it as far as it is before it goes off into the bushes. Bye-bye. See you soon. Sun Express, the plane on camera. Foxy B is in the house. How goes it, Foxy B? I hope you are keeping well. Don't worry, Keith Cornell. I won't be wimping out. I might be blacking out if anything extravagant happens. Jim 33, no worries, mate. Sorry that COVID is zapping your energy levels. Catch you soon, pal. Such a tease, Mark, says Rab H. I think more of a wheeze than a tease. let's just wait for the plane to grow the shot while I see if there's anything else I can do. Right, we'll stay with the louder. So said hi to Foxy B, Yvonne V, giving us a quad of Jet 2 tail fins, just to wave that baby off. Right, time for a water break. I see a plane high in the sky on finals. My intuition tells me it's a Jet 2. Of course it's a Ryanair. I click the button and yeah, still time for a water break. Just the job. Right, incoming action, coming your way, folks. Sorry, I'm faffing about. I got dazzled by the sun. Stupidly looked up, then asked me why. Now the wind is expected to pick up a little bit as we get into the afternoon, so it'd be interesting to what extent that makes itself felt. I think they were talking about gusts at around 30 miles an hour from 1 o'clock. Now we're not in that territory, I guarantee you that, but so a nice sedate rollout, nice early exit, off into the bushes. The Lauda Air 320 is just where you last saw it, so we're going to wait by the tower for this 737 to hove back into view. So where are we? Steve Driver, good afternoon to you. US Air Force C-17 running northwest up the east coast. Is that visible on flight radar or is that ADS-B? Right, let's just stay with the Ryanair for the minute. It would definitely be a welcome visitor here at Newcastle. I have to say, I don't think I've ever managed to catch any US Air Force action here, but hope springs eternal.
That one that's moving right there.
Right, there we are, as it noses into its gate. Right, Steve Driver, flight radar over Teesside. A little bit behind on the party for that one. Ash Watts, hello to you, sir. Thanks for that one. So that is actually over the top at Hartlepool as you type. So I'm assuming that's heading away from us. Right, louder and moving. Okay, what's happening other than that? It looks to me like the Ryanair deboarding is probably where we need to rest the camera. Oh dearie me, I'll offer no comment to the background you can probably catch. So, oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go, baby. Boeing C-17 Globemaster 3 from Ramstein to our favourite location of NA. Tracking behind this position, let's just see what the potential could be. Some blue sky. Yeah, I'll have a piece of that. If it comes our way, we'll see. God give me strength. Yeah, Tony McCall, spotted your comment amongst others. Looks like there's a bit of a disagreement about something. Right, Hammy, what a mate you are, Hammy. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships and supporting the channel. Great friend as you are. I can't put fireworks on, mate. We had a glitch earlier on, and consequently all I'm left with is my dulcet tones to say thank you, Hammy, so much. And of course, who got the 5 is right up there in my thinking. So if I can keep the thing still, Gordon, Duncan, Chavs, Etienne Joseph, I can't read that in the glare, Erin, Wirt, Vine, Jine, I'm not sure, I'm not saying that right, and Sylvia Barker, who I definitely know is in the show, so always nice when things land that way. Good stuff. Thank you, mate. Like I say, sorry I can't firework you up. Right, can I see any C-17 action? I'm thinking now would be the moment. I think it's just a little bit too far behind me, which is a nuisance. Okay.
Where's your respect? Where's your respect? Where's your fucking respect?
Yorkshire biker. Yeah. I think Anton Deck would probably diffuse things nicely.
Why could you fucking do this every time? Jumping on
So,
fucking shit. Yeah?
what we got?
I'd be fucking debating, but you know what? You're giving us a choice.
Yeah, Mark Sanderson. Getting Deirdre again. I must be invisible.
Your little headphones.
I need to think about how to use my invisibility as a power for good in the future.
Because you're not
Right, we're rolling.
Because you're not going to talk. Because you're not going to talk. No, I want no, not just me, you. Well, I don't care. Fucking find something. Fucking go the church for the usual. Are you fucking kids on flats on and on and on?
Okay, where to rest? The 777. That'll do nicely.
She wasn't screaming at me, she was screaming at you, man, you dick.
Yeah, that C-17 is just, I think it's just a bit too far out of the reach, which is a blinking shame. Full barns. Could be the preliminaries, couldn't it, of a talent scouting mission.
Me? How about you just fucking walk for one? Walk.
Oh, Alibi 58 has had 5 Peugeots. We had a good sequence with Peugeot, 306. Well, Mrs. PSA had a 106, I had a 306, and we also had a 206. All great motors, they really were. I think I caught your comment earlier on that you are looking to take the plunge all electric, which I know everyone's got a view on that, and I think I'd seen Tony McCall's comment, was it last week, about 3p a mile or something in terms of the live running costs once you've acquired the car. They are appealing numbers, aren't they? However, personally, I think they are still a little bit too expensive.
Fucking apologise.
But
No, that one.
I think we covered earlier in the show, I think £4.50 for an ice cream is just a little bit too expensive. Or £24 for a courtesy car, which was what I was faced with earlier today when the car went in for a service. At least that had a clear round. Jonathan McD, good afternoon to you, Jonathan. Hope you are keeping well. Oh, let me just go back one, because I think Kofi, the Kofi bot has fixed itself, or Foxy B has fixed the Kofi bot. It would not work last week, and I had this suspicion that YouTube were knobbling it, not based on facts, but just do YouTube like money coming to creators that they don't get their 30% cut from? Of course they don't, it's not the way it works. Foxy B, you're another great long-term friend of the channel. Thank you so much for your very generous Kofi donation. Let me just get you in. As I say, I can't firework you today, although I wished I jolly well could. There's a few of you now I owe fireworks, really. Thank you so much. I am going to get myself some form of refreshment when I get to Newcastle Central Station. That's when I leave the metro line and walk to the car dealership. Right, we have a plane on finals. I'm not going to go hot for it yet. Right, here we go. As Robert B says, telescope alert, but I'm on it. Yeah, I think, Mark Sanderson, I'd definitely love 500 metres forward of this position. I'll be in the box seat.
Not just for one fucking day. No? Speaking the truth, that's why I don't like it. You're embarrassing me if you stay here. Look at you. Fucking
I think I'm just going to have to have a polite word in a minute, folks, so I'm going to leave the mic here, because if it doesn't get responded to well, I don't want to make it a worldwide phenomenon. People are entitled to have their own domestics, but I don't think we're getting anywhere quiet on this one. So anyway, back to the plane. Eastern Airways and Embraer 190. Not sure if this is one of the long range iterations. Wet leasing for KLM. So I think this baby is going where? Far side of the terminal, I think. Actually, I think I will leave myself mic'd on, just in case it doesn't go particularly well. Yorkshire Biker says, leave alone personally. Right, okay. Do you know what? You're my friends in the chat, you're keeping me straight. It's not interfering with the audio, is it? Because I don't want... I know if you interject with these things, and I'm not interjecting, I'm not that green, but if you say, this is happening, would you mind moving it along? Angry people don't tend to respond well, do they? Yeah, thanks friends. Keeping me straight, keeping my head out of the barrel. We'll just rest up with the 7:37 for the minute while I take stock of what's happening. So where are we? 12 minutes past 1. So what should be happening is what? Looks like we might have a straight overfly. Corridor Airlines on their way to Glasgow. Bread and butter livery though, so I'm just going to discount that for the minute. Right, back on the chat. Right, this is going to be a tongue twister that I'll try. Jeleb Ogloznev. Jeleb, I've not said it right, but good afternoon to you. And thanks for confirming as well, folks, that the noise isn't too disruptive. Yeah, and you are right. There's no question that folks don't mellow out when they're wired up. I'm just mindful a little bit that didn't really want the broadcast to be affected by it. So Jeleb is Russian, I'm guessing. Good afternoon to you, sir, anyway. Ash Watts, catch you later. Hope it's not proving too hot for you. Just going to rotate the camera a little bit more. What's going on here? Jet 2 provisioning away furiously.
Because of you!
Where are we? 136 on the likes count. So if you have just joined us, perhaps on your lunch break or sitting on the train or wherever, please do drop us a like. I think those of you who know YouTube really well know that goes a long way with the YouTube pixies. Let's get the live chat back up. I think I might have to go for a sun cream top up next. Check me out. Hammy, I'm staying studiously away from offering up any comments of any sort. I'm just an old gadgie that enjoys watching planes with his friends. I think the wise counsel that prevailed during the that phase when I'm thinking, do I just have to say, look, would you just mind moving it along 10 yards or so? I think that was very wise counsel. It's always tricky, isn't it, working out when to say something and when not, and usually you're best to say nothing. No good ever comes from it. Becky Davis. Good afternoon, Becky Davis. Just keeping an eye out for what should be our next action, actually, folks, because if we are hitting a sustained window of blow all going to be happening for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm just going to take an early finish today because I don't like to make free with your time. You know, there's always another day. So Logan Air look like the next in. No, we've got a Cessna 525 in from Inverness. Oh, it's that one with the Union Jack tail fin that is domiciled here. An Aljet Cessna 525 Citation jet inbound from Inverness, due in around 13:37. Well, cripes, that's a little way down the track yet then, isn't it? Is that the best part of where we're up to? Best part of half an hour, isn't it? Can I see the Corridon? No, I can't see the Corridon. Kind of weird, for all the talk about the weather getting gustier, the clouds are pretty much where I last remember them being. Don't seem to be changing much. But yeah, you're right, Rab, that Cessna Citation, the Naljets one, is a beauty. I do like to see them with the Union Jack tail fin on. Same with the government A330 and my beloved Dassault Falcon 900 LX that we saw last week at Edinburgh. Absolutely eye candy. So anyway, I was trying to work out what we are expecting to see next. So windier with Jonathan McD. It surely will turn up windier here later, but at the minute it's all pretty benign, bright with a bit of cloud. Right. Audrey, it's Sunday, not tomorrow, Audrey. It's a Sunday show, so it'll be 8:30. I'm expecting to hear from the Tiger Flights, who are the operator of the Moth, at some point during Saturday for that it's on or it's off assessment. So yeah, 8:30 kick-off. Eddie's going to capture hopefully the pre-flight briefing bit and a bit of what's happening there. Then we'll do the takeoff. I do a little circuit, pirouette if you will, and then back in half an hour, Eddie catches the landing. We do a post-flight debrief, and then we scoot off and get ready for the social, which is also Sunday afternoon, also at Esher Airfield, but we are going home in between times. So the social, 3 o'clock. Okay. And Paul, for that reason, mate, no, I'm not going to be Edinburgh on Sunday. Otherwise, we would have been, but it just doesn't work with the Tiger Moth flight. If they'd cancel, if they phone me up tonight and say we've looked far enough ahead, we think that we're not going to operate them on Sunday, we could well pivot to a Edinburgh Sunday show. Not discounting that, but the cards we want to play see us at Eshet with me and the Tiger Moth. That'd be the plan. Best laid plans of men and mice. So we should have a Ryanair departing to Gran Canaria about now. Now, you'd think if I was a bit more alert and not slightly distracted by events trackside, I'd have a sense of where this plane is boarding wise. So let's just stay alert on that one. Nothing transponding at the minute. Hammy says, is Rab H invited to the social? He's on the door, Hammy. He's all tucked up on the door. Les Donaldson is trying to get me to finish early. What time is this Pegasus overflying? I will resolutely not be looking upwards when that comes over, unless it was in some kind of Zabulous livery, or they've started operating a 747 or a 350 or something. Yeah, thanks mate. If I see that, time to go. So I think we are literally, this is where the action is going to be for us next, this Gran Canaria departure. So I think we'll leave things rolling. It will be lovely, Audrey, to see you Sunday. Don't worry about it though if that doesn't work quite so well for you. There'll be a coffee with your name on it if you do join us. Me being tea, I'll have to go in the other direction, but yeah, nice coffee for you. Right, planes, start moving. Oh dear. Oh, hang on a minute. You're right, Rab. It is close. Oh dear. Just check its track. Is it going to be in front of me, behind me? It's going to be a straight over me, isn't it? Perhaps I should film it to show that I'm entirely neutral in matters that I'm really thoroughly biased about. Pegasus. What a lazy livery that is. Right. Yeah, it is all rather quiet, so let's stay with this for the minute. Looks like we've got a couple of hawks from Leeming dancing around the coast, but I don't think they're going to come our way. They tend to do pretty circles out in the North Sea. But yeah, in terms of the weekend's action from Eshet, remember, we will keep you up to speed, so do make sure you have the notification bell selected. That way you give yourself the easiest route to stuff, but we will put it out for the Facebook group and on the members page on YouTube. So nature of the gig is there's so much that's just in the hands of the weather gods. Since I was last nearly in the Tiger Moth, it had been away for some essential maintenance and had to be recertified as airworthy, and to be truthful, I saw it in the sky a week and a bit ago, so my assumption is it passed those tests and that wasn't just a commissioning flight. So there are a couple of moving parts, but if we can't do Eshet, we will give serious consideration to pivoting towards an Edinburgh stream. alibi. You lot would love it, wouldn't you? Toilets on the Pegasus just flush straight out into the atmosphere like one of those old style trains. Yeah, I'm just looking up. I'm seeing nothing. In fact, I've sun-dazzled myself now. Oh no, it's the Pegasus is just passing South Shields. What do we learn with the A380? It would probably be a couple of minutes further on than the position I can see on flight radar. No, I think we might be in the reconciliation phase, Tony McCall. So we do like a happy ending at plain sailing aviation. After all, life is indeed too short. So I think that's my cautious assessment, which is all nice. So right, Gran Canaria, bound passengers boarding this plane. And looking carefully, now I'm paying attention to the thing I'm supposed to be paying attention to. I can see suitcases going up that belt. Let's just see if I can get a bit more juice into the camera. Should be good. Les says over the top. It can't be over the top. I can't see it, I can't hear it. I know I've got my headphones on. There is a big fat piece of blue sky as well. But no. Oh, it has gone over the top. Look, never let it be said that I'm not prepared to do what you guys want me to do. Look at this. This should be for telescope 20. I feel like I need a shower. I'm sure they're great to fly with. Has anyone in the show actually taken a flight with Pegasus? They seem to be a growing force, as does a number of the Turkish registered airlines. Now I'm still in company, Les. It's just I think peace has broken out. Hammy, you wish that would be diverting to Newcastle. Crikey. I think there's a lot of people diverting to Gran Canaria, so I'm thinking load factor. I'm smelling sell-out flight there, unless I'm going to be much mistaken. And to give us something else to enjoy, Loganair, Scotland's finest, paralleling the coast of England at the minute, shortly to intersect at Seaton Sluice, just south of Blythe. Rab H, that's the only reason you got to see any of that Pegasus. It would have been an ethical dilemma for me, wouldn't it, if it had actually had to divert through here. I'd be obliged to stream it, but no, it's just not the one. And I think the problem is the unfairness that has come with Condor, with, you know, certain segments of our community don't enjoy the stripes, the hoops, whichever way you want to put it. Now that would be class. I'm hoping we see at least a couple of stripy Condors whilst we are in Zurich. No, it's not HQ for them. Thank you, Foxy B, as well. It was through gritted teeth that Pegasus catch. If only it had been the C-17. Now that would have been more like it. So I've just got my eyes peeled on the horizon. Loganair are going to be with you in a minute, folks. Aircraft in question is an Embraer ERJ 145, as is always the case here, or generally the case, and that's 24 years of age. And stop the press, and I'm with you, Foxy B. Team stripe here. I'm just going to say the stripes are good, and the gold stripes are just exquisite. Let's let that hang there. Paul Barnes, who's already gifted a membership during today's show, has very kindly added some additional support. Thank you, Paul Barnes. And of course, everything in going straight back out onto content. Who got the gifted? Let's have a look. Untitled Wanderer. Well, I think that's a welcome back as well with Untitled Wanderer. Thank you, Paul Barnes. You're a real mate and friend to the channel, and I just want to press the fireworks button. I'm going to have to do a parallel test of this tomorrow, I think, while I'm working on some other stuff, because I managed to reinstate the fireworks at Aberdeen without knowing what I'd done. That sounds believable, doesn't it? And today it's not letting me do that, so the workaround isn't a good one, or a universally successful one. Tony Rivers, good afternoon to you. Hope the week has been good for you, Tony. So our inbound plane departed Stavanger 1 hour and 10 minutes ago, so probably what it'll take me to get home when I take the stream to bits. How's that for context? Well, actually that's a bit of a lie, isn't it? It's 15 minutes to take the kit down, 15 minutes to the metro. If I look onto a train straight away, about 20 minutes to Newcastle Central. I say a little bit longer perhaps with rush hour and all the rest of it. Half an hour walk from Newcastle Central to the garage, and then 10 minutes to pay for the service, and then probably 40 minutes home, so a little bit longer, but that's still not bad. Audrey says 143 likes, excellent folks, so 7 off the 150. So if you are enjoying some easy paced plane spotting, the traffic intensity isn't quite there today, but you know, we're trying to ease into a Friday in a nice easy way, so yeah, let's get us over the 150 and go from there. And Farid Abed, hello to you, Farid. Good afternoon and welcome to Newcastle. I'm Mark, if we've not said hi before. Right, let's get this inbound Logan Air. It's nice to have something moving. So the plan was for a 3 o'clock finish. If the action continues as patchy as it has for us today, we'll take the earlier finish. Probably conclude with the 777 departure. I think that's the kind of embryonic plan I've got, so we'll perhaps go a little bit sooner than 3 o'clock. It's always a hazard when you film from smaller regional airports in terms of traffic flow, and sometimes that's exactly what you want to entice the military action in, but today is not that day. As we welcome in Scotland's finest. Something growling overhead I can hear, can't see out. This is my stomach. That's an unappealing idea. Yeah, Tony Cage, I love a buzz. Don't seem to be lucky enough, for me that is, here to catch the buzz often enough. Sometimes get to see one at Newcastle, and in the sunshine I think they are absolutely mint. It wasn't a wasp, but it looked a bit like a wasp, so it got a blow. Sorry, you got to hear some of that too. Gary Fleming. Good afternoon to you, Gary. It's not a bad price, is it, Audrey? Luckily, I'm going to avoid the train leg of it. I dropped the car off at the garage. Obviously, that's where we're going to pick up from. The metro journey weren't bad at all. Yeah, I think everybody's made up now. So, happy days on a Friday. Oh, got a bit of a big one, little one contrast shot. Right, something else twinkling in the sky. Looks quite low, so I'm thinking it's probably a tiddler, but oh, it's not. Is that Arnell Jets from Inverness? No, I don't think it's that either. Whee! Shame the haze. Ooh. Yeah, I think it is that citation from Inverness. Just about see what I think is a bit of a Union Jack. It's definitely a citation. Although there's that many different types, isn't there? But no, I can see a bit more Union Jack there. Lee Majors, good afternoon to you, and hello, and how's it going to Trev Lyon? So this aircraft is actually based here, so a bit of favourite of mine. I don't normally get to see it. It can't be drizzling, surely to God. They said 5% chance of rain, but I can feel a moisture, but it's blue sky above me. Oh, there's a bit of a showery cloud to my right, so if I have to suddenly break off and panic with a bag, that's what it's going to be. Robbo, good afternoon, Robbo. Hope the week's been a good one. I won't say this probably to Ali and Rab's satisfaction. A Shugli landing. I'm not really up on the exact meaning of Shugli, but it emotively captures what I think we saw. It definitely, well, looked more exciting than I was expecting. Shugli. Well, I've brought tears to Rab's eyes, so I'm bound to be off the money. Come on, get another plane in. Let's just move it on. What have we got? We've got the classic jet2.com look 737-800 inbound from Faro. Just about started onto finals. Departed 2 hours 49 minutes ago, or thereabouts. So all good. Aircraft 6 years of age, so not that old really, is it? Just over 1,500 feet. And yeah, well there you go. I live by 58. I'm a work in progress, aren't I? I am a work in progress. Days like this, I wish Eddie was here to see his old man getting a little bit better at stuff like that. I've seen Shuglia. Oh dear. It's going to be interesting how we crack on in Switzerland actually, because as always Eddie is our cultural attaché, whereas he's very fluent in Spanish. He's pretty handy in French and less handy but better than his dad at German. So my understanding is Swiss and German are the two major languages in Switzerland. We'll see. He'll certainly be ordering all our food. If I'm shifty enough, paying for it too. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to him. His mother would batter me. Here's our jet 2. Let's see how the wind is for this. I'm just going to get Meta up as well, see if the crosswind component has just strengthened up. Bit of offset, no question. Nah, no drama there. Bigger plane, of course. Just to the naked eye, I got the sense that the preceding Cessna Citation 525 just looked a little bit quick to the naked eye. I don't know if that's how you perceived it at home, and I don't know if that made the landing a bit shuglier. So let's wait for the plane to come out of the bushes. That's word of the day for me. Yeah, I must be honest, Hammy, it is true. I'm outnumbered by my Scottish friends, which is nice actually. It keeps me way on my toes. In fact, it's one of the best parts of live streaming, having a dart at something and actually making a total pig's ear of it, but done so with a smile. And I'm smiling as well because Ryanair are now pushed back and turned for their departure to They look to be boarding the 777 as well, folks, so to an extent with the Air Canada minty blue, didn't I, to see what's what. So the cloud has risen to just shy of 4,000 feet. Okay folks, I'm back, hoping I've got you back. Not sure what's caused that, but I've just gone conservative with things and taken us right down. So, hear me. Looking to the bottom of the chat. Back. Thank you, Yorkshire Biker. So, it buffered again. So I'm aware of that. I've taken it right down for the minute before I take it back to something more sensible. Frames. Why, oh why? Hopefully you can hear me. Right, can anybody hear me now? I don't think I'm dropping any frames at the minute, but I'm on a very low setting before I start bringing us back up. I'm just trying to work out what's... That shouldn't have happened. So folks, we're in an in-between phase at the minute, so you can all hear me, great. Carter's flyaways, hello to you. We're going to step back up in a minute. I've just taken this right down to stabilise us, and then I'm going to bring us up. Because I've travelled so light today, and if I have to do this, I will confirm it to you in the chat. I haven't got my laptop, so I can't do a proper reboot. So I'm just going to pause you again while I start stepping back up. See what it. There is no way that should have happened. Now I think. So bear with me at the minute, folks. I'm not quite where I want us to be. Rab says not working, Mark. Should be with it now. Settling down, yeah. We're just going to go out. This isn't the setting I want to stay with, folks. I just want to find where the floor is on this while I have a look at some of my kit and understand what's going on. While I delve in. And because if anybody has joined the show and I've missed, I don't think I can shake this off. So team, this is not where we want to be. Bit rate's ridiculously low, so just bear with me. If I can't make this work, we'll call it, because there's no point in. I think it's my encoder box, so I don't seem to be short of signal. Let's see what's what here. Got one more ace up my sleeve. I'm just working my way through. Right, I'm going to pause you again. Let's see if I can get it back up. So it will look naturally quite hazy at that distance. Not sure if this was just a wibble or a wobble, but I can't really understand why. Oh, hang on a minute. What's this? Les Donaldson. It's your birthday on Sunday. Les, you've got to say hi somewhere. So Tony Austin thinks he might be the oldest on here. I don't know. So what's Les owning up to being? 67. I'm 60 next year. Quality counts, doesn't it? I like to think we're a cultured team at this channel. Right, here we go. I've lost where we are with this, but I'm pretty certain it's Ryanair to Barcelona. I'm just going to make a few more adjustments. So I need to understand this just a little bit better. Gaza, good afternoon to you and welcome to Newcastle. I'm Mark Gaza, very pleased to make your acquaintance. I'll let everybody else welcome you aboard, but great you can join us. We've just had a little bit of a technical wibble, but looks like we're okay. Something on its way in just caught my eye. Let's have a look. It's quite high in the sky. Just going to put the camera that way while I get a feel for what it could be. Landing lights have just come on. So, action inbound, folks. And that action inbound is a Jet 2 from Ibiza in the jet2.com livery. Departed 2.5 hours ago, which seems to be about par for the course, doesn't it, with the Spanish destinations. Might be a little bit out of our grasp, so I'm just going to put us there for the minute. Salim Farsiv. Hello, Salim. Right, see if I can get the plane now. Good afternoon, Chris Tobel. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to Newcastle. And I'm Mark, Chris. Pleased to meet you. Just in time to welcome in this Jet2.com 737 from Ibiza, from the party aisle. There's something interesting behind me. As soon as we land this one, I'm just going to step things back up again now, just to see if things return to what they should be. It's an A400M, 24,000 feet to my right. Thanks, Stephen. That's exactly where I sensed it, just can't see it. Other side of the hedge, I think. Are we getting a drive-by? 24,000 feet? Still a bit high, but is it shedding height? That is the tantalising question. So an Emirates triple, nearly framed by a couple of Jet2.coms. It looks like that Atlas from Waddington is, well, it's not climbing, is it? We'll keep an eye on that one, just in case it pops in. Oh, Eastern Airways Embraer 190 on its way back to Amsterdam Schiphol. Looking a treat in that late summer sunshine. Can we say late summer for the 16th of August in the UK? I think you can in Northumberland. Definitely not midsummer. Right, I'm going to just do a little bit of jiggery pokery. Hocus pocus. I just want to be able to understand what was killing us earlier. So bear with me. So I'm just going to go up in steps. That'll do for the minute if it'll hold. If it holds for the next departure, we'll go back up a bit more. Kind of wondering if I'm trying to do too much off a shared signal, and my tablet's got quite a few applications open, so perhaps I've kind of dug my own grave. Ooh, Alibi 58, raspberry vodka, ready in nearly 3 weeks. I think you need to be exporting some Les Donaldson's way just to add gravitas to his 67th birthday. Sounds nice. So this should be a turn and burn. That will be the general guess. Well, it looks like that A400 is still resolutely powering north. It's a shame. Definitely light up my day if it turned up here. Rubbish. Wild out, can't cut the grass, don't want to mess your hair. Very good. I have the same problem. Oop, there's something coming in. Telescope alert. I cut the lawns before we went to Aberdeen, and oddly enough, it's like we've been away for longer because they're in that window again. Bit of warm weather, I suppose. So Jet 2 inbound from Malaga. That's going to be your next arrival. That is why Eastern Airways are holding. We broke free of the bushes. How you doing, young man? All right? What's your first name?
Charlie.
Charlie. Afternoon, Charlie. I'm Mark.
Live stream.
Live stream, yeah. Plain sailing aviation. Chewy are pushing back over on the far side. So it looks like we've got a departure shaping to go. Chat says hi, Charlie. Let's see what we've got here. Foxy B, Rabbit H. So there you go. Welcome aboard. And hello from Yvonne V to Charlie and Yorkshire Biker. You're a celebrity, Charlie. 150 likes up as well. Thank you, Les Donaldson. Oh, telescope alert. I don't think this will be hanging around. Thank you, Lee Majors. That Chewy 737, which is where the camera's going next, is off to Heraclean, Crete, where it will be hot. Hot, hot, hot. So we're now into the last hour of the show. Ooh, that's interesting. Somebody else on finals, so this plane better get rolling. So the Jet 2 arrival from Malaga is that plane on finals. So we're not going to chase this one, we will just wave it off and get straight to the inbound plane. Which is just there. Once we've parked this one up, I'm just going to step things back another notch or two, folks. Seems that we're okay again. Whether things were getting hot, whether I've poked the bear by running too many things off one connection, I don't know. I'm using more than one connection, so but one of them is doing more work than some of the others. So let's just go over to the far side. Two planes now, a remote stand. The Chewy is that Heraclean departure. The Jet 2, I have forgotten. Well, I might as well be up front. It's not transponding for me anyway. So the inbound Jet 2 drew a raft of Jet 2 emojis from Rab H, Yorkshire Biker, Tony Cage, Gary Fleming and Foxy B. And we will definitely try and get somewhere with the Allegiant lookalike livery before we get out of the summer season. As I was saying a short while ago, WestJet has been consuming our brains at the minute, although we're nearly there. But we're going to have a Swiss Zurich Stream box of chocolates approach to that one, so we've got other things drawing our creative gaze at the minute. Now the sun has gone in, it feels much better. Glickers, hello to you, sir. Good morning in New Zealand. Christchurch, if I remember correctly. Hope you're keeping well, pal. Tony Cage, Jet 1 does seem to be a bit of a niche in the market, doesn't it? Because, you know, it kind of says primary Numero Nuno. I can't say it. Numero uno. I must be dehydrated if I can't say uno. I bet I can say uzo. I'm just going to step the broadcast up, folks, so your picture will stay the same. I'm just adjusting the bit rate while I test out where things are at. So we've gone back up another 1,000. We got hit a few weeks ago, didn't we, when we had a couple of police helicopters come in and it coincided with the broadcast getting banjaxed, and I think on that occasion I had to go for a full reboot. So it's nice that that wasn't the need for today. Trevor Russell remembers Bobber Job week. Did they still have that? It seemed to be quite a big thing, didn't it, as I remember? Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look around my box again to see. It seems to have accepted the change, so I think we'll give it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we're going to push it again back to what would have been the setting at the start of the show. So our Emirates is transponding. I think that's going to go on time, to be honest, so let's just rotate the camera, because usually I miss it. Usually there's a plane on finals or something, but let's just lay and wait for it. Thanks, Stephen Marchant, for confirming on that one as well. Looking good. Certainly they boarded the plane nice and promptly. So we've got a couple of other aircraft, certainly the Chewy 737 further to your right. Stephen Marchant's personal plane. That must be due to go somewhere soon, although it's not transponding at the minute. The only aircraft, as you'll know at home, that is transponding is the improbably almighty Emirates 777-300 extended range. That gives me a chance to have a quick look, see what's happening out further out. Right, looks to me like there's loads of delays to inbound planes, so I think we're going to finish with the Emirates triple, folks. That's what we're going to do. It looks, I was looking at what's due in shortly. Chewy from Infidia, 3 o'clock nearly. Jet 2 from Mahan, that should have been 2:30, will be 3 o'clock. Chewy from Zakynthos, gone 3 o'clock. We picked up an early Malaga flight, was due in at 14:40, coming at just after the hour. Yeah, I think we are naturally, there's quite a lot of delays on the board, and I think congested airspace is likely to be the story. So we are going to finish with this Emirates triple departing. If anything else is imminent to go behind it, that's fine, we'll cover that, but we'll take a slightly earlier finish, folks. You know I don't like streaming nothing, it's not really what we do. But when you do regional airports, you do have to accept the ups and downs, don't you? It's just the way it goes. So, final plane of the show could well be the strongest contender for plane of the day. I have to put my hat on, back to front, bad boy style. I'm starting to think my neck was on fire. If I just take the camera down slightly off the triple, that's usually enough to get it moving when it thinks I'm not looking. Tony Cage, we just don't have that luxury really, do we here? I know what you mean. It's always been on my bucket list of objectives to do the 747, still is on the list. Whilst Lufthansa, I think, are still running it. Kudos to Lufthansa. You know, certainly from a European airline point of view, and I stand to be corrected by the chat, but I don't think anybody else in Europe is operating the 747 for passenger services, everyday passenger services, rather than, you know, execs. So good afternoon to anyone that's just joined the show. You are with us at the right point, the pinnacle, if you will. Emirates 777 due to depart in a minute's time. Be interesting if it goes spot on. Thanks, Tony Cage. I kind of thought it was. I couldn't think of any other European airline that was still persevering with the 747, which is a real shame.
Korean Air. October Korean Air.
Oh yeah, European though. Good shout though, Charlie. Korean are still operating the 747 for passengers, aren't they? I think the pandemic rather accelerated the demise. Probably some airlines wish they kept them a bit longer now the routes are coming back. And there's delays with the A350 and the 777. Yeah, I'm with you, Rab. I love Lufthansa. I think for us plane spotters, if you look at the range of different types, I've often mentioned this on streams. Think about Ryanair, 737s, that's what they do. Jet2, right, 757s, A321s, but the fleet has been largely 737 orientated. Smaller inventory, pilots all trained on the same or fewer type of planes. You look on flight radar, all the types that Lufthansa operate, and you think, I don't know how they do it, but they've maintained a lot of capacity, so kudos. And the A340, one of my personal highlights from the trip to Frankfurt was seeing a nice healthy selection of A340s. Of course we had one here a few weeks ago, didn't we? The USC A340 that brought Newcastle United back from
Japan.
No, they came back from Japan on an A321. I think they came back on the A340 from Australia, but I've got hazy remembrance on that. Come on, Emirates. Rab H says, yes, you're right globally about Korean, but also Air China as well. That's another one. See, so
I missed that Atlas Air last year.
I was here for it, but it was so dark, I didn't get a good shot of it with the camera. I might as well not have come. It was nice to see it, nice to hear it.
I was
But-
about 2 minutes late.
But it was running late and late and late and late and late, and So in the end I got some footage, but it wasn't worth publishing. About 10 o'clock at night, weren't it, when it come in? I was kind of hoping that was the plane that was going to take them to Japan. I think that was a lot of people's working assumption, but...
There we go.
Out we're moving, folks. Final plane of the show. Here we go. We're finishing with a finale. We're going with a big one. I won't say we're going with a bang, because if we lose the signal, you'll see I've tempted fate. So, oh yes. Or as Churchill the dog would say, oh yes. This plane looks good whenever, doesn't it? But especially in the sunshine. But I do wish they'd send us one with the new Emirates livery on it. It just feels there must be one with our name on it. Still, it's a pleasure deferred. Paul Hijinks, that's heresy. 747s can't be ugly. Oh dear. The Queen has been slighted. So Claire Brennan has given plane of the day to our triple. I'm seeing more from Rab H, plane of the day. Yeah, Mark's casting his vote there as well. As much as I enjoyed that Now Jets with the Cessna Citation 525, looks like we've got a bit of bonus action. Scotland's Finest are also trying to get in on the action, although I can't see where they're going. I've got a hunch it's Exeter or Southampton.
Going down there in September for a concert.
What, Southampton?
Yeah.
Who are you seeing? I wouldn't have heard of them, I'm only asking to be polite. I'm fairly certain you're not seeing the Pet Shop Boys or something of that ilk era. Hammy, I think Hammy might be on the move. So, Hammy, thank you so much for your gifting of memberships and support. Absolutely chuffed to smithereens. Thanks for supporting us, and you know we'll always put it to work. So have a great rest of the time and look forward to catching up on Sunday. Mark Pride, good afternoon to Mark Pride. Let's see where we are. Gary Fleming's plane of the day on the triple as well. Rab, that would have been our first time out, wouldn't it, for satirical heresy? No, not satirical, sartorial heresy. 747 being ugly, being called out on a live stream. That can't be right. So Yorkshire Biker, Yvonne V, blasting the 777 emoji. We'll stay with the Logan Air ERJ for the minute. Helicopter inbound, says Sam Thurlaway. Sam's our advanced observation station. If Sam's seen it, we're going to be seeing it. It's all a question of time, Sam, because we will be more or less rodding up once this baby goes. Although it's a big baby, isn't it? Yeah, Alibi, 747, true royalty of the skies. Unimpeachable. I love the 350, I love the 777. There's other aircraft from times gone by as well which fill the heart, but in terms of what is still in the sky, and if you think what the 747 actually did for long haul travel, if you just kind of go back into that space, that's groundbreaking stuff. Salim Farsiv, see you soon, Salim. Thank you so much for your support, pal. So plenty of tartan emoji going down. Gary Fleming, Rab H, Yvonne V and Mark Pride. I just need to find that plane. Where's it gone? It's in the bushes. As soon as it comes out the bushes, I'll take you there. Yeah, Paul's hijinks. Sorry, my friend. Excellent. We're on the move. I am flirting, but we're going to put it to a members' poll in due course once we've dealt with everything. But if we find ourselves in advance to any extent, whether going back one more time to Aberdeen before we finish for the winter there is what folks want to do or not. So where we are at Plain Sailing Aviation, or equally, if they would prefer to see us concentrate on something else. You know, it's genuinely what we do. It's, you know, we are member led. Right, Scotland's finest have actually gone quite a long way down the runway now, so I think I'll wait for it to line up. Stay with the 777. So I think this is still on course for the final plane of the show. Nothing else is showing signs of doing out. So let's do a final plea on likes now. So if you've just found us or just joined us and you've yet to hit the like button, please do drop us that like. But as importantly, subscribe to the channel. It's entirely free and hopefully you'll enjoy what we do. Right, let's find the outbound Logan Air. Not the greatest with a degree of hazing, but yeah. Yes, Keith Cornell, I think you're right, Rab, to have your eye on Keith. I think if he could make sure I was hanging on my straps at some point during the flight, if there was something he could do to expedite that, he'd definitely be up for it. Got your card mark, Keith Cornell. Although I suspect there'll be other suspects. I suspect there'll be other suspects. There's a lot of suspect in that. It's a suspect sentence. So Sam says Chewy flight from Naples coming into Newcastle. I don't think it's on time though, is it, Sam? I think most of the arrivals between 2 and 3 are late to some greater or lesser extent. So naturally, if there was anything happening imminently after the 777, we'll catch it just to round off. But my working assumption is we're finishing with the 777. I'll do my usual round up to camera. Yeah, Mark Pride. A couple of loop-the-loops. Oh dear. Right, finale plane is just there. Nothing on finals, track is clear. So Sam says Chewy flight, Bishop Auckland now. Oh yes, I've got it. 9 minutes. I'm in two minds. Oh, thank you as well, by 58. Always slips my mind. So if you're watching the show and you've just got gifted a membership, remember the Plain Sailing Aviation has a Facebook group which is available to members. So Alibi has very kindly popped the link into the chat. If you make a friend request, as I believe the saying is, I'll be sure to do the bizzo at my end. Rab H, I'm not sure how easy it would be to get to Aberdeen on a snowy day in winter. I think I said a couple of shows back, I've never driven on winter tyres, it's always been summer tyres. But of course, the further north you go, that starts to seem more laughable. Skating Banana, good afternoon to you. Right, that'll be that. So what we'll do, I'm going to close the show. If that inbound Chewy is within a couple of minutes, I'll have it. But other than that, we are going to close. Seems to be the sensible thing to do. So, you know, it is, as Rob says, perfect ending. We'll see how it goes. Mark Sanderson says he's got a chopper above him, possibly inbound. Oh, I see it, yeah. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Sloan Helicopters from Liverpool to NA. A Leonardo AW169. What are we doing for height? 1500 feet. Tell you what, I'm going to do my show close down. We'll try and get the chopper. And if that 737 falls into our grasp as well, all is good. So without further ado, let me just get rid of the headphones. I did say I was in bad boy mode, didn't I? There we go, back to corporate mode. So, thank you everybody that has joined today's show. Thank you so much for your support, particularly the moderators team. Alibi58, Les Donaldson, Rab H. Thanks guys, covered all the bases. What more can you say? And everybody that supported us in more practical ways. I say more practical ways, watching is practical, but you know what I mean. So we celebrated a donation from Yvonne V between streams earlier on. Thank you so much, Yvonne. We'll see if we pick him up from the other end, see how we go. Darren Hadley celebrated 7 months with the channel. So I don't know where the time goes, we often say that, and that was definitely the case for Mark Sanderson at 12 months, Stephen Marchant at 13 months, and Alibi58 at 16 months. Debbie was shown as joining the PSA Crew Lounge, but I know Debbie's got more membership time than that. Sometimes YouTube does something weird like that, but it was great that Debbie has rejoined the lounge. There's Donaldson, 14 months in the PSA Crew Lounge. Paul Barnes, another great friend of the channel, gifted 2 memberships during the course of the show, so thank you, Paul. Yvonne V celebrated 6 months with Plain Sailing Aviation. We're going to need more candles for our cake, aren't we, really? Nick Gray, what can I say, Nick? Gifting 10 memberships to Plain Sailing Aviation. Thank you so much, mate. Daniel Watkins, 10 months with the channel. Again, it's the passage of time is just scary stuff. Hammy very generously donated 5 memberships to the channel. Foxy B very kindly Kofi donated us. And I think I've got everybody. If I haven't, I'll put it right in the community post, you know the way I roll. But helicopter's on the way in. Let's have a piece of that. It looked quite striking. This must have been the helicopter that Sam Thurlaway were talking about. tasteful in lime green. So a Leonardo to finish on. Shame it's too hazy for a decent snap. Well, that's my helicopter of the day. I think I can definitely say that is the case. Now, I did say we'd finish with a triple, but this is how it's going to work out. We've got that Chewy departure to Horticultural. That's going to be a turn and burn, and we've got a sister plane in. So those of you who want to stick around for as we wind that action, it'd be great to have you with us. But if not, I entirely understand. So what we're going to do, I like that as well, ice and a slice as Yorkshire biker. It does give a very citrus lime thing going on. So we'll film this going out, we'll film the incoming Chewy, and I'll cut the feed. That's how it's going to roll for the show. See, there's always something else turns up, isn't there? It's kind of surreal, really. Air ambulance, says Mark Sanderson. Sam Thirlaway, I think I'm pretty much, oh yeah, too close order. We'll see. Going to get myself into town to get my motor. Yeah, I'm not. So we're definitely going to finish imminently. This is time added on. Okay, so the plane we are going to finish with is the next one in. I know there's two, but I'm very mindful. I said we'd finish, and I don't want to be doing a hokey cokey. Jerry Crooney, catch you soon, pal. See you on Sunday, Foxy B. So yeah, we're going to finish out with the inbound Chewy. That's how we're going to finish today. Mark having moved the goalpost several metres to the right. Blame the helicopter. So some quick butchers in the chat, see if there's anybody I need to respond to. Tell you what, this tablet's gone baking hot. See, I reckon they can get this Jet 2 out if they really wanna. No, probably not. Oh, thank you. Thank you to Alibi 58. Foxy B. Hope you've not left. I've missed your 15-month membership. Thank you for keeping me straight. How have I missed that? Please tell me you're still in the show, Foxy B. I put in my book. So here we go. So this is the one I'm going to close on, folks, because otherwise I'm just going to drift. As I say, I've got a bit of a trek to get the motor back, so it's probably as well to finish just a little bit ahead of the advertised time. So, wherever you watched us, however you supported us, thank you so much. Ah, right, that makes sense. Alibi 58, my fat head on camera. Right, I'm just going to let this roll out, cut the feed. Sorry Sam, I just need to get moving, mate. So hope to see everybody on Sunday.